For the record, this episode is about F2, the antidote to F1. All of the racing, none of the circus.
Wow!
Why F2 matters, what it feeds into F1, and which drivers you absolutely need on your radar. You might have noticed I have installed a new security system. Every year, on the first race week of the season, the danger increases dramatically. And I don't play with fire, so we do this quickly, just in case. 2026 regs have active aero and more programs than a washing machine. Overtaking isn't bravery anymore. It's a bureaucratic request. You spot a gap. You hit overtake.
Computer says nah.
That is the problem. The fight is not driver versus driver anymore. It's driver versus the car. Right, F2. So here we are, Formula 2. They call it a spec series. Sounds fancy. In reality, it is simpler. Same Dallara chassis. Same Mechachrome V6. Same rubber. In F1, you can always hear it on the radio. Battery this, balance that. In F2, slow means slow. It's brutal. You could call it honest. F2 strips them naked. Exactly why it is so good to watch. The FIA, they use these kids. It's a laboratory. The 18-inch rims arrived here first. They moved to 100% sustainable fuel in 2025. So yes, they are fighting cars at 300 kph, testing new features while being tested by the motorsport career grinder. While F1 talks about the power of technology, F2 revolves around the driver. It's not polished, it is messy. That is why I love it. Let these drivers thrive in the clutter. Let's talk about the most important part in a spec series, the drivers. Consider this a starter pack. One name I'm keeping an eye on, Colton Herta. I have a bit of a story about him. A few years back, I was at the Race of Champions in Sweden. It was freezing cold. Snow and ice everywhere. Team USA turned up. Herta was there. Now, these are California boys. They admitted they had never driven on snow before. I watched them warm up. I thought, well, we are in for a ride, aren't we? But he got in the car, and he seemed calm, very modest, no ego. Then Team USA went up against Team Germany. Vettel and Schumacher. On snow. Team USA beat them on the margins, hunting for grip in a no-grip situation. That moment stayed with me. Herta comes from IndyCar, where there is no power steering. He's going to ride this F2 car like a cowboy. Nikola Tsolov. I first clocked him properly in Spanish F4. He was winning and celebrating like Alonso in 2006. You could see the connection. This kid must be good, I thought. Then he jumps to F3, youngest debut the series has ever had. 16 years old, full of fire. You could feel it in the first laps. See, the speed was there. The question was the patience. Second year, more complete. Still a bit of edge, but more points. Then comes the part people forget. This sport is expensive. Even fans gave him a hand, and he felt it. He even said it himself, no rush. Get the experience first. Do not make the same jump twice. Then last year, it finally clicks. He ends up breaking the FIA F3 win record. 5 victories. F2 will be better for having him there the full year with Campos. Fast, fiery, and actually willing to race. Now, Sebastian Montoya. I have followed him lightly in F3. You see the pace, and you also see how quickly F3 can punish you. Still, the point is not what he is today. It is what he can become. He just needs a bit more time and a touch more control. The surname does a lot of the talking, of course. Juan Pablo is still remembered with real affection. Very fast, focused and direct. Zero interest in the circus. He told a story recently that explains everything. He bumped into an old Williams mechanic in the street. The mechanic basically told him, "You are the only driver I worked with who still says hello." That was Montoya. He never forgot the people behind the car. He even admitted he had chances to stay in the F1 world and walked away. Not because he could not do it, because he did not fit the format. He was never built for the performance outside the car. That is very Ernie, honestly. So yes, Sebastian has growing to do. And that's fine. The best ones always do. If he keeps the speed and learns the patience, Colombia will have a proper reason to tune in every weekend. Next, Nico Varrone. He comes from endurance, and that tells you a lot. A driver who can settle into a rhythm, lap after lap, without wrestling the car. That can be an edge in Formula 2. These races are short, and tires do not forgive. If you keep the car calm, the rubber stays with you. Getting to the last laps with something left, that is a superpower. Endurance also teaches patience in traffic. You do not go for it in every corner when you are thinking 3 laps ahead. You wait for your moment and let the race come back to you. If Verona brings that mindset into a spec series, Argentina might soon have even more to cheer for. Alex Dunne also. He's Irish. A lot of people rate him. You can see why. The speed is there. Now it is year 2. Raw pace has to translate into weekends, into points. This sport loves to treat kids like products. Drivers are not carved in stone. They can grow. If Dunne gets the necessary space, he could turn into a serious problem for the frontrunners. On top of that, Rafael Camara. He won F3 as a rookie last year. That is a serious statement. Brazilian too, and Brazil always makes room for one more motorsport story. People will want instant greatness from him. Resist that urge. Rookies need space, not pressure. And if it looks messy at first, good. That is how drivers learn. Boya is worth your time. Macau has that special vibe. 2 years ago, he had a difficult start and still managed to make quite the comeback. Last year, he had the lead with 2 laps to go. So that is a driver growing, learning how to survive, then how to finish the job, step by step. Keep that in mind with these young drivers. We want them to succeed. We also want them to still enjoy it. Right then, that is your antidote. Formula 2, same car, no excuses. Rosberg? I just can't believe it. Bloody hell. Told you.
Hello everyone. Just a quick selfie.
Wow.